Hello.
Hey, what's up? What is up, all y'all good people? I know it has been a minute since you've seen Blair and I together.
Oh yeah. Switch with
And
just the two of
again,
us.
this is I am Kimberly A. Bryant.
And I'm Blair Bryant.
And here we are, the pop culture green room. What's going on, Blair?
Woo. I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually glad and kind of excited about this because we're kind of back to basics. Like the way we started initially, just shooting the shit, talking about what's going on, entertainment. Because it's like that's kind of one of the few things that we have in common.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, which is really funny. But I mean that's the beauty of it. So it's nice that we can kind of focus on it again because like for a bit there, I mean, kind of my fault, I lost the plot for a while. And I'm trying to get it together.
For a minute. But you know what, though? We're going to reel it all back in. So that's the good thing. Yeah, we're trying to get back on track because how we were before was like, I mean, it was pop culture, celebrity news, gossip, reality television, all that stuff. You know, pop culture, even like breaking news, all the other craziness to go with it. So that's where we are, and that's where we're getting back to. So of course, we are about to get ready to start off, and of course, you know, what we got going on is the Real Housewives of Potomac is back, and a cast shakeup has been going on, and that is real. So we're gonna get into that, and of course, I'm excited because Monique Samuels is back. And if people remember,
I'm happy about that, which is because I mean, for saying I haven't seen I didn't see last season, and I should have. But last season, I believe was the one that she was on it, and I always liked her.
So then you haven't seen it in a minute, then.
Yeah. And maybe it was the one. No, I think it was the one right after. No, let's see. Okay, it was a season whenever I think when not Wendy. What's her name? What was her first season?
Mia.
Not Mia, but Mia's been on at a point. It's probably the season before last. I think was the last one I saw.
Okay, because I can't think of who else is new. Wendy's the only one I could think of. There's Wendy, and then there was Mia.
I think I want to say she's from Nigeria, I believe.
That's Wendy.
Oh, Wendy. Okay, yeah, Wendy. Okay, that was the last time I saw it. Was whenever she joined the cast.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. Well, then there was a new girl that she was there for a little bit. I forgot her name that quickly. She was like in and out. But I think maybe she was just a friend of. I can't remember, but she was on there briefly. Also Nigerian. But yeah, so I'm happy about that. And of course, Stacey actually became like a fan favorite, which really I was happy about that and excited to see. But the whole thing that's hysterical is that everybody's talking about the whole thing with her and TJ and their fake relationship.
Yeah.
Or was it fake? Was it real? I don't know. She's always like, TJ and my best friend. And then it's kind of like he almost seemed like he almost like sometimes didn't want to have a part in her little charade, which was it a charade or was it not a charade? I don't know. Supposedly it was. So that's interesting.
And that's pretty funny.
But tonight we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break down, of course, the review of Real Housewives of Potomac, what's going on with that. And
yeah, because she was a speed because I'm kind of
okay. So let's see here. Let me, you know what? And that's why I'm all backwards. And I wish I had, we're live, it's okay. But anyway, because I was way backwards. I had my outline pulled up. I had it dragged out. I had drug it all the way down to the bottom. So I'll fuck that up. That's okay then. But anyway, so let's go ahead and start. So you start, actually, you go ahead and start off, Blair.
Oh yeah. So one of the most talked about things in the past few days was Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco tied the knot.
Yes, they did. And it's funny because I didn't think they would get married so soon.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
But also fine too is that I'm a little bit surprised by it, but at the same time I'm kind of not because I mean it's no secret that she's been through the ringer when it comes to relationships.
Right.
Especially with one Justin Bieber. So and I feel like that after she's been through that and the growth she's had over the past few years and just kind of once you're ready to just kind of settle down, you find that person that you feel like is that right match for you and they're on the same page, and it's usually a wrap at that point, and so but what's interesting, I mean, it kind of shows how things are too, because I believe that he and Justin were friends first. But
they were friends for a while, and somehow or another, I guess I don't know if are they still friends or where does that relationship even stand? I don't even know.
I would imagine if they're not.
Yeah, probably
This is
not.
as good as mine on that. But
That's true. Because that's right. Yeah, they were boys, and then everybody's with now. So yeah, that's interesting. So apparently, so it looks like they got married on September 27th, of course, in Santa Barbara. I saw a few of the pictures. She looks stunning. I really loved her.
she does, and like her wedding is like, I mean, that's literally like my dream wedding if it ever happens. Like the whole aesthetic of it, it reminds me of like vintage, like 1960s, but still like a bit more modern. The photography was amazing. She looks amazing. Ralph Lauren did her gowns. Like we'll get her gowns, her gowns and her dresses that she wore, and she looks amazing. And they have some really cute pictures together too. And just I'm just like in awe just watching it and just seeing it. And I could just picture that the beautiful setting and probably some like just like my personal guess of what I would personally do is some really good like bossa nova being played by like a string band or something.
Yeah, that sounds super awesome. But what's funny is that just the whole aesthetic of her wedding alone, to me, I feel like it ties into their album. Like I can just see like the album just kind of almost playing as like the background soundtrack of their wedding. I think it's just like you said, it's just the style and aesthetic of it for me.
It makes sense because I feel like I didn't listen to enough of it like I wanted to because I've heard a couple tracks like once like probably about a month ago, and I loved what I heard. It's just a shame I hadn't gotten to listen to it that much yet. But
It's a good album.
I believe what I mentioned. I think that from what I remember that makes sense. But I think the funny thing that's crazy to me is back like in jumping back in time to like when I was really 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 big into like music. Was finding out that Benny Blanco was one half of Spank Rock, which is like a duo that not Spank Rock, of Bangers and Cash, which is a duo with that he had with Spank Rock. Like hey Wendy, how are you?
Hey Wendy, I was in the wrong section. I didn't realize we had comments here. Oh my gosh, my girl is here. Yeah. Yes, her dress was gorgeous, wasn't it? Oh, it was so pretty.
Yeah, so it's a part of that product that like that artist producer production duo. Yeah. And I had no clue, and then later on it's like here he is like the Benny Blanco, and it's really interesting just to kind of see how some of people's career trajectories kind of end up going that direction and changing. Because I was just thinking a few days ago about, not to like veer too much off topic, but kind of am just for a second, like Calvin Harris. I remember him as a big like very like underground like electronic type artist.
Yeah,
like very much on like the nerdy side, but like the cool kind of nerd.
Right, yeah, he was. And then all
he did a 180 image sound and everything, and just like you wouldn't know it now, but yeah. Well, anyway, but yeah, back to their wedding. I mean, it's I mean that was a sight to behold, and Taylor Swift was there, obviously, and well, that's Steve Martin and what's Steve Martin?
Steve Martin
were there.
Yeah,
her co-star some Only Murders in the Building. So
I know that was Martin Short. Yeah, that was so awesome. But they become like family though throughout the years of them filming that television series. So
they really have, and I really like that for her.
I know that their dynamic is awesome. It's super cool. But yeah, so they got wed. They got wed. They were married at, it looks like Seacrest Nursery. So it was like an intimate celebration. And of course, we know Taylor Swift was there. I saw some pictures of her. So like with Selena, with the video clip. So that was cute. And of course, I expected her to be there. I thought that was really awesome. And let's see here. Let's see. Wendy says, I bet the candid pictures from the wedding were so good. They are good. Girl, I know the guest list is pretty cool. Yeah. I know Ed Sheeran was there. Who else was there that I can think about?
One of our co-stars from Wizards of Waverly Place was apparently there. I didn't watch that show because it was like after my time, but that was really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, and I think the guy that played Barney was there too. Like whenever she was on there years ago. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that I saw a picture with him there. But let's see here. It looks like the meal was catered by Nobu, and they had an ice cream bar too. That's pretty awesome.
I want an ice cream bar, ice cream truck when I get married.
That sounds like a great idea. I think I want cotton.
Like the weddings I've gone to that had food trucks here were like the best.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, it's such a conversation piece as well. I think when they're thrown in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fun stuff, good times. Congratulations, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. Wishing you much love and years of happiness. All right. So what else we've got going on in the news? Oh yeah, Bad Bunny. So Bad Bunny, it looks like he is taking over and he's going to be performing at the Super Bowl. And then something I found out was very interesting is that so many people apparently did not realize that they complained because he was not because he's not American and it's but Puerto Rico, that's where he's from, correct? Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
And but it's part of the US.
I guess he's an American citizen.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was
That's
really
now, which is really funny because you have a lot of people who are like, he's not American. I don't want him. And he shouldn't be performing.
Oh Lord.
Imagine that all these people.
There we go. But no, it's so he's performing, but he was on Saturday Night Live again hosting. He just hosted recently.
Before then? Or talking about this past weekend?
This past weekend, yeah, he hosted before that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I just watched the skit, and one of the skits he did was he was singing, I believe, and he was like an air traffic controller in a skit. And but I remember thinking, I was like, oh, he's on it again. I was like, that's so soon. And Doja Cat, of course, she performed and she danced, and I thought that was like she sang and danced. I love Doja Cat. She's a great performer.
She's got a new album yet. I haven't had a moment to listen to it yet.
Yeah.
But I heard it was really good. And I was like, it sounded like very pure 80s, but not like contrived or wouldn't be like, I want to put an 80s album, but it sounds like really good. But it's because they're talking about this on Beyond the Blinds. Shout out to Troy and Kelly. They're talking about this, and Troy in particular, and he was saying how the album is just really good and really solid, but I think it's underperforming or not performing as well as we thought it would have been.
Okay.
This is a good thing for us to talk about. I think a lot of it is the fact that her actions, she's alienated a lot of her fans, and I don't think she thought that was going to happen. She's very
go into that a little bit more.
Very in your face and very like it's just a tendency to like talk shit about her fans, and I think she thinks she's being flippant or just kind of like. I don't think she thinks she's taking it that seriously, and I don't think they took it that seriously at first for a while, until it just kind of kept happening, and there was also like one of the biggest instances that happened not that long ago is that someone had a record that some guy randomly met her, I think outside of some party or something like that. It was so excited and stuff like that, and he was giving her a T-shirt that she complimented him on a T-shirt he had on. He took it off and gave it to her, or whatever, and then and it's like, and he's like hugging her, stuff like that, and then and she seemed like kind of cool and stuff like that. I guess it's kind of like matching his energy sort, but at the same time, it's kind of like I could see two sides of it, both sides of it, because on one hand, it's like she was kind of standing like this, so it's kind of like I guess body language where it's like she's kind of closed off, so she probably was trying to be polite and was just trying to like, I think it was kind of like her trying to put a visible boundary up, but it's like he was so caught up in the moment, excited that it's like kind of kept going. But then she said some really mean shit about him online after that, and saying stuff
really?
like, "Oh yeah," she's like, and she was saying stuff out like that. How it's like you did that, you made me really uncomfortable, and that you smell really bad, and it's like nothing really stinks shirt anyway, stuff like that. And he responded. Yeah, he responded on TikTok and was like, girl, I was a big fan of yours. It's like, and I wasn't trying to like, he was saying that, how he's a gay man. And it's like, he didn't think that he's off as threatening. And it was really interesting because it's like when I was reading, like when I was looking at Reddit, like when someone posted, like it was posted about it in one group, there are a lot of people there who were defending her, which I was kind of surprised about. But on the other hand, it's like, well, the other place online, a lot of people were kind of saying stuff about, it's like, we're really tired of her and her attitude. So it's like, there's definitely a dichotomy there with it. I'm kind of on the fence about it because it's like, I kind of took her body language that she kind of wasn't like, but I think that sometimes some people are like, I mean, it's understandable. People meet celebrities. It's not that nothing that happens every day. Almost like, you're used to it. So he probably got really, really excited. And I mean, it happens. But at the same time, it's kind of like she didn't have to react the way she did.
Yes, it could have been.
And I found to be a turning point for a lot of people with her. And I think that's, and in turns, it affects her, its album sales, and I think that's kind of like what's happening right now with her.
Yeah, that's an interesting. That is an interesting point that I was not aware of. That's interesting though. But Yeah, so let's circle back to Benny Blanco. So like I said, he performed on Saturday Night Live again. Well, not performed.
You Bad Bunny.
Huh? Bad Bunny.
You Bad Bunny.
Oh my God. You see, I'm like all over.
This would be names.
Yeah, you're right. So many B names. So yeah, so Bad Bunny performed, of course, in the Super Bowl. He was talking about how he's going to be performing during the Super Bowl and how it's like a lot of people have they're having issue with it. And supposedly, I guess I don't know, that someone made a comment, I think that they would have ICE, I think, out at the Super Bowl. But of course, I'm not surprised. I feel like the ICE would probably be at any big event that they would probably, I just don't put it past.
Which is why I think they should cancel the Olympics, but that's a conversation for another day.
And it's everything, I don't know, but it's interesting though. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, he's got such a wide reach, and I think what it is, also the NFL, they are working hard to expand the reach. So that's why it makes sense that they're going to have someone who's such a huge international celebrity, because he is. So that's so I guess it's like some of the main reasons. And of course, like I said, they are expanding like American football into these other countries. Like they're trying to make it more international. And of course, they're playing a lot of these games overseas as well. And I even noticed an influx, even with college football, they're trying to get that even, they're getting that promoted a lot overseas. So it's really interesting. Especially the impact of social media and what it's doing and everything, and the connectivity. So that's very fascinating.
That's very cool, because I didn't really know that about the college football, but I definitely knew with the NFL. I mean, I didn't know until I was talking to our dad about it a couple years ago, something like that. And where it's like they're like initiatives and programs to where they're trying to like recruit and train athletes from other countries to play in NFL. And I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, the Saints for a while had what was his name, Lou Headley? He used to be a kicker for the Saints. He's from Australia. Didn't even play American football at all until I think he played rugby or something like that. I think that's what happened. He played rugby, and then somehow it's like he had a really, really interesting backstory. And I believe he moved to Japan for a while, became a tattoo artist or something like that. Okay. And he worked as a plumber in Australia. So then all of a sudden he ended up, I think he found out about football. I think he was recruited or something like that from playing like on a rugby team. Played football at Florida State, was a kicker for them. I think it was Florida State. Florida State, I think it was actually University of Miami, something like that. One was Florida schools. And he actually played for the Saints up until last year, I think it was. Okay. Played for about a season or two. But yeah, he had a really interesting backstory. That's another example. He was Australian, and so I definitely see like with with that, all of that. And there's so many international reach makes sense,
right? Well, there's so many stories like that. There's a ton of people like you'll find, especially for special teams that come, mostly kickers that come from different countries. So that's there are plenty of stories, because they had Morton Anderson from years ago.
I was about to bring that up. Him up, yeah.
He was from, what was he from? Like Amsterdam or something like that. Somewhere, I forgot. It's been so many years. But Denmark. That's interesting. Yeah. See, I'm curious to see, because a lot of people are saying they're not going to watch the Super Bowl halftime show, but then again, a lot of people say they've never watched it anyway, and then it's like, I don't know. I'm interested, because I'm interested to see how it's going to end up, because I'm sure they're really trying to stream it internationally, which is why they're getting that talent.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, international talents has been nothing new for a Super Bowl. Because I mean, the year the Saints went, I mean, they had the Who from
exactly. That's right. I forgot.
They've had U2, it's definitely nothing new, and
it's not. Yeah, but it's for whatever.
I think because of the current climate, it's like people are kind of up in arms about it. But it's kind of like, again, it's like, but I love the fact that it's such a petty move, because Bad Bunny refused to tour in the United States, and for good reason. But he's like, I'm hijacked the Super Bowl halftime show. I love it. It's such a it is such a petty move, and I love everything about it. And I hope, honestly, he does not speak or sing a lick of English, because the songs are never in English. So that's
they are.
That's the thing that's a big draw about him too. But he can perform, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And what else do we have going on in the news? So, of course, we are going to cover Diddy. Diddy was finally sentenced. So it's like he was sentenced. Oh, look, Wendy says same. So it looks like Diddy was sentenced for about, I think it was like 4.5 years
Yeah.
Probably, I'm guessing, like Harvey and all them were saying that TMZ newsroom probably will end up serving about like 2.5 years if he gets that. But now they're scared that he may get a Trump pardon, which I wouldn't be surprised.
I would
But
be
at the
surprised.
same time, it's like he hasn't publicly. He'll probably have to show public support or some kind of support publicly for Trump for him in order to do that, because he hasn't done it. He hasn't. If anything, it looks like he's trying to go behind the scenes. That's what it sounds like, and get this.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I won't be surprised at all if he does get the pardon. But
it's just insane.
It is, but it's like I'm not surprised. Yeah, nothing really like surprised me. But the most awesome part is we've got Franz Borghart's coming back from Court TV.
Yeah,
and Nancy Grace. He's coming back for our sentencing episode. Andre Dessert is also coming back, also a great attorney out of Pennsylvania. He's coming on and joining us, so that's gonna be awesome. And then we've got Danielle, aka Danny Gossip Girl. My favorite for the dual download. It's gonna be an awesome episode. So I'm excited because you know how much fun we have on those. So for our recaps, and the most recent we had Andre on for our that was one of the verdict. So we're gonna have the sentencing. So basically, it's all like a year ago we did the first episode. With
crazy, right?
Yeah, that's so crazy. So now we're coming back full circle. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
A little panel. I'm stoked about it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, for sure. And then what else has been going on?
Oh yeah, well, it's like I've got my peanut ready for the recap. Girl, I know. Be ready. I'm like I'm excited for it. So I gotta just work on our questions, get our stuff together, because there's so much stuff I want to like ask and kind of go through. But it's gonna be fun.
I think so too. Without a doubt. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that, and we're gonna talk more about that then. And let's see. I'm trying to think. I mean, Taylor Swift came out with a new album. I don't follow her enough to really, because I can't really give much an opinion on her music, because or much like, I mean, obviously I haven't listened to the album, but I feel like there's a lot of like division. Some people love it, some people aren't crazy about it at all. So that's kind of about the gist of what I've gotten from it.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm a newer Taylor Swift fan. So, but I haven't listened to this album yet. But I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. But I've heard more people surprisingly like aren't really that like wowed by it. And like there's a lot of people said they just wasn't as good as like her other ones. But like I said, I haven't listened to it yet. So it'll be interesting there to see. But I'm really more curious about her personal life, to be honest. I'm more curious about like if she started her wedding planning and what their wedding's gonna be like and all the other stuff. But yeah, I'm actually excited for her, because I'm like, if that's somebody because I'm a manifestation junkie, manifestation queen. I feel like she manifested that relationship, engagement, marriage, everything.
I can see it.
And it's I'm here for it, so I'm not gonna knock her or hate on her. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely listen to the album though, because it's Life of a Showgirl. So I'm very interested. Like I like the aesthetic though of it, like the design and
it's cool. I will say that. I think
So I'm curious though, and I heard that some of the songs I think one of her songs in particular like takes a shot at Charlie XCX. And I forgot that they used to be friends. I completely forgot about that.
I think the thing is too is that I'm like how like a lot of people ride hard for Taylor Swift and all these Swifties. Like I ride hard for Charlie, because I have like
Charlie.
I've been riding for her like since literally, God, she's been around for like a lot longer than people think she has been. I've been listening to her since she was probably like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she had that song "View" that was sampled by Boards of Canada that put her on a map years ago. Show my age, but like. And then like she became more mainstream with Boom Clap and another song with what's the name of that group? The one had that song, I don't care, I love it. Like that one. That became another kind of pop, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I don't remember on the fly just now.
Iggy Azalea, that was a really big hit. So.
Oh yeah, Fancy, yeah, that was all the. So it's like she became more mainstream with those. But what I love is the fact that how she really like. With her Brat era, she really dove back into like, I mean, the early aughts, like really kind of like, and it probably between like, I'd say between like 2005 to like 2011, like really into that big party hipster scene type thing. and she really kind of like gradually single-handedly reviving that. So it's kind of like it's a big throwback to the things that I loved and really is really into, especially with music. So it's just really exciting to see and exciting to see that aesthetic. I mean, granted, it's like watch. I mean, I feel like I get whiplash from it, but I love it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I love her music. I love to, especially like, working out to it, or if I want to like keep doing things and not stopping because it's like it's like I love it, but it's like sometimes I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm on drugs because it goes like nonstop.
Oh, that's what I was feeling. I was like,
It's like
I've never
fast.
lived in my life as much, but I imagine that's what it feels.
Yeah, but it's like, well, me being a dancer too, just for so long, it's like it. I mean, like I just want to just constantly move when I'm dancing. So I mostly listen to her when I'm like driving, or usually driving or working out and dancing. So I mean, it's usually when a lot of people listen to music. So, but that's whenever she hits hard for me. It's like, I just good with that. I love her.
Yeah, she's also ideal for someone to want to see at a music festival, and like that's all. I was kind of I saw part of her Coachella set. I was like, ooh, I wish I was there. Because
I didn't see that. Was that good?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was just her by herself on stage, but she commanded the audience. And now the first weekend she had Lorde as a special guest, and that was really
cool. Okay.
Yeah, so that was
I totally missed that.
Oh yeah, she's phenomenal. And because not that often people play like 2 or 3, but I'm gonna say this is like her 3rd appearance in a row.
Okay.
Because she played, I want to say she played the year before last. I want to say, I think she did play again last year. Or was a special guest with someone. I can't exactly remember, but I want to say it's like a 3rd year in a row or something like that. Or definitely a 3rd appearance in a row. Kind of with Becky G, because like Becky G played 2 years in a row, and then the following year she was Tyler's guest. So something like that. But anyway, but yeah, speaking of music, but that's kind of funny because it's I guess like part of one of the funny things where it's like you and I differ at stuff, because like how I somehow fell down this K-pop rabbit hole, and funny enough, it feels like
speaking of which,
strangely enough, I feel like the world, especially like the Western world, thanks to a cute little movie on Netflix called K-pop Demon Hunters, people kind of starting to follow suit and all now. But it was funny because I never expected to like the movie as much as I did.
So it's a movie. It's a movie. Yeah. It's an animated movie.
Yeah.
A kids movie.
Essentially, yeah, but the music is actually really good, and the plot of storyline is actually really good and interesting. So it's I think it ended up probably, I would say, probably did better than they probably thought it would have. But
the reason why she's bringing this up, because we're going to go back to Bad Bunny again. It's because Blair loves K-pop and all that stuff, and it's like I feel like I haven't really, every now and then, like when I listen to it, it's good. It's like not bad, but it's like I'm not like a huge fan of it. But it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's funny because Blair's really huge into it. So I only knew of K-pop Demon Hunters because she would talk about watching it. I don't know what it looked like. I didn't know what it looked like. I had an idea or whatever that was like a cartoon or that was animated. And I'm watching Saturday Night Live, and of course, Bad Bunny's on it. And there's this segment, and I actually sent it to you, and they were talking about how he was basically like at like dinner or whatever with his friends. They were all like people and having like these like I guess not really deep conversations, but kind of like surface level conversation about the different things that they're like I guess into or what they're listening to or into. And Bad Bunny gets into like K-pop Demon Hunters and starts talking about it and like going through his head, and then they show up the group and all this stuff. So I sent it to Blair, and I'm like, okay, she's gonna know all about this and she's gonna love it. So that's why they came up with that.
Yeah, because like they're also an episode that was they were the ones who did the singing voices for the girl group Huntrix.
Mm-hmm.
They sang the songs, and that was they're all solo artists, EJ, Audrey Nuna, and Ray. So they were the ones who did the singing for it, but they're phenomenal, and it's like I love that for them. And they were on Jimmy Fallon, I think it was yesterday, the day before, something like that. Okay. And he presented them they went platinum with that song.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's cool.
So that was just really phenomenal. I like to see that, and it's kind of funny because how it's like in the past year in a funny way. I strangely fell down a cave and pot rabbit hole very unintentionally by way of like hanging out with mom one time, like stopping a visit with her. She was watching a K. Like, my dad watched K dramas a lot, which is funny because
Yeah, they did. Yeah, before
I never
that,
thought
yeah,
in years that either of them
sick.
ever
They
would.
sure did.
Yeah, and it happened. And then one day I started watching the show with her, which I found out later on. It was filmed like I think in 2000. It was released in 2009, so like a really long time now, like a while now. Boys Over Flowers, which I found out was very iconic. And then through there, I just kind of started getting more into the music. And then like also by way of my niece Kayla, because she was really into like a couple of groups, and then I just fell down a rabbit hole, and I was kind of like, I've always actually casually listened. I casually listened to BTS a good bit too, and Blackpink. But even more so now because of the girls from Blackpink, I'll put out solo material, which I love it. To me, it's like this material is actually better than their stuff as a group, in my opinion. And so that's been they've been doing really, really well and like killing it with that. But then it's kind of like I've always liked singing and dancing and groups and stuff like that. But the thing is that in the Western music market, because I mean, we get back to my whole music industry thing, because that's what I want to do for years career wise. And to me, it's like I was always interested and really liked like boy groups and girl groups. But I feel like in the Western market, it's a trend thing. It's kind of like it comes and goes with trends of music if people like it or not. Whereas like with K-pop, it's a mainstay. It's kind of like you're always gonna have like those groups and stuff. And to me, it's like that. And they're really talented. And great. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there are problematic things about all of it. You know, there's about like every music everybody with the music industry and any kind of part of the industry that had their problems, not their problems, but I mean, because a lot of these kids, it's like they train from a very young age, like not some of them, not all of them, but some, like a lot of them, and train for hours on end. Some of them drop out of school so they can try to become an idol, and the odds of that happening are, you know, kind of rare too. And then what I thought was one I think is one of the most fascinating parts of this is how quite a few of these idols have been like literally picked up off the streets or whatever, or be like, oh, hey, you're pretty, I could tell, or be like, oh, hey, I could tell like 5 years from now we're gonna be like, you know, like you're gonna look amazing. Why don't you train and become an idol? We'll teach you how to sing and dance if you don't know how. It happens a lot, which is insane to think about. And because I can name off like quite a few of them who that's been the case with them. Like they're like actual like talent to start off with, but end up debuting and becoming popular. But anyway, it's just a lot of it's becoming more like it's kind of crossed over to mainstream more. Like with Seraphim, one of my favorite girl groups, they just performed on America's Got Talent. So but yeah, it's kind of like the rabbit hole I fell down. But it's I mean, there's some aspects of it I think which is there's some scary. I'll say this though, this is interesting about the fans is that I wouldn't say it's interesting, it's scary. I mean, you know, you hear about Swifties a lot, right? How it's like they can be kind of like, ooh, Swifties are, they can kind of be a lot much over.
Right.
The sasaengs, that's what they call like, what's the name for like sasaengs? That's like the Korean term for like sasaengs. Like kind of, they have like that and like netizens, which are like, you know, online fans, or like the sasaengs are stalkers. Like they make Swifties look tame. It is like wild, but I'm gonna get into another day. But it's very interesting, but it's definitely a whole interesting avenue in and of itself. But yeah, I've fallen down that rabbit hole for a while, and mainly because I'm here for the music though, and I really enjoy that, and it's fun, and it's just like it's just a nice escape, you know. So,
yeah, no, got it. All right, let's see here. So that was from Bad Bunny. All right, so last topic we're gonna get into that I actually kind of screwed up earlier is Real Housewives of Potomac just started back up again. I'm here for it. Happy it's back on. Of course, we've got Mia's missing because she left, and Karen Krieger was locked up during the.
I forgot about that.
I think she was locked up during. Was she locked up the whole time or just some of it?
I think it may have been the whole time. I think, but I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I'm not really sure what the production schedule was this time on that. So.
Yeah, me either. And so that happened, and then Monique Samuels comes back as a friend of at some point, which I'm stoked about that because okay, it's so funny because I went from I liked her, and then I really liked her. Honestly, I really liked her. It's a petty part of me because I used to have an old roommate years ago long ass time ago in San Diego, and she was yappy and bitchy and like she Candace triggers me. Candace, what's I don't forgot her last name. That's married to Chris. I love this show also. Candace triggers me because she reminds me so much of that girl. Like always, like itty bitty, just always in people's face, like yelling and screaming, just wants to sit there, cut people down. And it's like as soon as you come for them, it's just like their whole world just breaks down, and it's like they're traumatized and they're like shaking up and crying, but they're always like wanting to bark and bite. But she reminds me so much of her. And I am not one for violence or putting hands on people, but she drove Monique to that point. Like it is what it is, but I'm glad that Monique's back, and I'm curious to see how that goes.
I'm just gonna watch and do that because it's like because I mean I fell off of reality TV a lot, and Beverly Hills is my favorite franchise, but it's like the way I saw them do Garcelle dirty, I just couldn't even like. I don't even know if I can do it anymore. But I think I'll probably just since Potomac, I think I have to dip my toe back in the pond.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm starting to watch it and everything, but yeah, but that's about it. So y'all, we just
just so quick before we go.
Yeah,
let's talk about. I just remember this. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban splitting up.
I completely forgot about that. How did we? Yes, after 19 years of marriage, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban split.
I didn't see that one coming. I don't think anybody really did. And apparently, I don't think she quite did either. Because what I'm hearing, from what I understand, is that he was actually the one who initiated it. And she wants to keep her family together.
Yeah, that's that. I did hear it too. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. Yes, a watch party for sure.
Yes. Fun. I haven't done that. That's always really fun.
I know. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely fun. But yeah, like Keith Urban, and so I heard there was like probably some. I kind of had a feeling there must have been some problems there because there's movies she's been doing lately a lot. She's been doing a lot of these movies with these crazy sex scenes, whatever. I think the most recent one she did, and where people were kind of like, okay, this might be a problem, but I don't know if that's kind of.
You know what?
Be surprised.
Yeah, a lot of people don't touch on that, but I wouldn't doubt it if that has something to do with it.
That's what most of the talk.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's what a lot of the chatter's been lately. So yeah, I'm curious to know. I'm sure eventually more and more will come out, but it's rumored that I think that he his guitarist, whatever her name is, like I think that they think that it's rumored that they may be a thing, or it could just be rumors. And I mean, to me, it could check. I mean, they tour together, and when you're touring with someone and you're on.
Oh yeah, and exactly, and it's like, and from like I said, from like the work I've done in and out of the music industry in some capacity, this kinds of things happen a lot. Like people, like, there's a lot of hooking up that goes on between like artists and like their auxiliary musicians and backup musicians and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah. I'm not saying that's the case, but I wouldn't doubt it. I won't be surprised if it is.
Right, definitely. But I know it's been a minute since she's been seen at like one of his concerts too. So yeah, I'm curious though. I'm curious to see. But I know that he did walk off during a question I think someone had asked about. Oh, that's trying to think about Nicole. I think having orgasms during her filming or talking about it or something like that during her.
Oh yeah.
And he walked off. I mean, I get it during that.
Oh yeah.
Conversation. So yeah, but I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about it. But
I did too. Yeah. It just came to me out of the blue randomly. But like, that's what I love about whenever we chat about stuff like this, because things just kind of pop up like that.
And that's what we got to get back to, and we will, especially since I got this move and everything out the way and all the stuff going on. But yeah, I think this is a good way to get us started up again. And
without a doubt, I think
our groove. So yeah, this is gonna be. We kept this. It's gonna be a short live tonight, so I'm not gonna go like all night. But yeah, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share. Jump in the comments. Like Wendy came in and joined us. Like we said, we did this is like a last minute live. We'll do some more lives. And also Danielle and I, we've got more coming. We are hopping on our. We're actually. Our auxiliary channel will be coming, our platform with the Villa download. That's going to be a lot of like reality TV that she and I are covering, and of course Love Island, and that is going to be. It's already on fire because we've been getting a lot of interviews, reality start interviews. So
I know it's very cool. Yeah, I've been seeing that.
yes, that's exciting. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And yeah, if anybody ever wants to, hey, don't want to ever hop on and be a guest and come join us, like you're more than welcome.
Yeah, about it.
Hit us up. We're on YouTube, of course, because y'all see us here right now. Spotify, Apple, we'll get these uploaded. Blair's gonna help us upload them. God, we've been struggling like
we're having some trouble with Spotify's of late.
Yeah, it's been like a nightmare, like trying to get in and like our shit uploaded. Like I don't know, it's been a pain in the ass, but we'll get it figured out. So that, of course, on TikTok, it's the Pop Culture Green Room. On Instagram at the Pop Culture Green Room, and yeah. And my handle is This Is Kimberly A. Bryant at both TikTok and Instagram. And Blair, I think you've got one too if you want to figure yours out.
Yeah, it's kind of mine's kind of more for like private use.
Okay, yeah, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is fine.
The Pop Culture Green Room. Yeah, that's it. That's
it. That's it. That's the follow.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a good night and take it easy and stay safe.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Bye, y'all.